Good morning, good afternoon. We are doing another book haul. As you can see, my bookshelf has changed from prior videos. We are moving, so all of the books that I have read already, I have packed them away. And we're not going to see them until September or October of 2025. We are so lucky and fortunate to have the opportunity to build a home. So we are going to be in an apartment for a little while, and I will keep my shelf here with all of my TBR books because I need access to books. I need to be reading something at all times. But the rest of it is getting packed away and it won't be seen for a little while. And I will film my process with all of that. I did film myself changing this over. So it's going to be a journey. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do a book haul. I'm going to pull the 20 books that we're going to talk about and we'll talk about them. Okay, the first section we're going to jump into is romance. I have one book in this section, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is a romance novel about a girl who is an author and a guy who is an editor, and they continually run into each other and fall in love. I have read People We Meet on Vacation from Emily Henry, and I did not like it very much. It was okay, but I read through all of the books that she has, Emily Henry, and because she is such a beloved author, and I want to give her another try, and I think that this one is most suited for what I would like in a romance novel, so I'm going to give this one a go. This is also on my 25 books I want to read in 2025, so I really want to get to it this year, and if I love it, then it'll only motivate me more to read her other backlist. The next section is our dark romance. The first one is Promises and Pomegranates by Sav R. Miller. I don't have this physically because I packed it away, but I did read this back in December, and you can jump over to that video if you want to hear more thoughts. I gave it a 3-star rating. It wasn't my favorite dark romance. It was a Hades and Persephone retelling or inspired story. She is in this arranged marriage and drama happens, and the story goes from there. I'm considering continuing the series, but I'm not sure yet. So that's my first one. The second one I have is Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This is a stalker obsession dark romance. I've heard great things about it. I'm pretty sure that it's been very popular on TikTok and other social media platforms, so I am excited to get to this. I think the stalker dark romance is my favorite trope so far, but I'm very open to, if it's a good book, it's a good book. This one is also on my 2025 reading list, the 25 books I want to read in 2025. So I'm definitely getting around to this soon. Next up, we got Pretty When You Lie by Annie Roman. This is another stalker romance. It's like there's a trend here. I got this for Christmas, so I definitely want to get to this soon. I am really looking forward to this one. It is a much shorter one, so that's going to either be a good thing or a bad thing. And it says book 1 on the top, so it must be a series. And if it's good, I'll let you know, and I'll continue the series. Next up is our graphic novels. I only have one, The Moth Keeper by Kay O'Neill. This one is about this girl who is gaining the responsibility of being a moth keeper. She is in charge of protecting the moon moths, and it's her journey, I guess maybe a coming of age story. I got this for Christmas, so you know who you are, thank you. And I'm very excited to jump into this. I actually have it on my TBR for March. Usually every month I'll go look at my bookshelves. I will pick a graphic novel, a poetry, a dark romance, and then like the rest fantasy. And this was definitely my graphic novel choice for March. My review for this will be coming very soon because I am so excited to jump into this. I've had it since December and I need to read it. I think I had too much coffee. I am flubbing up all my words this video. Thankfully, I edit all of that out. So for people who think that I am just perfect with my words the first time, I am not. I definitely go through and edit out the like silence moments or all of my flub ups. So, and I think because it's been a little while since I've filmed anything, I keep flubbing up and the caffeine is probably not helping. As a little break into our book haul, I wanted to let you know again that I am an Amazon associate, so all the books that I talk about in this video will be linked down below with Amazon links, and they will be affiliate links. So for transparency's sake, I earn from any qualifying purchases made through these links, and I appreciate all the help and support you can give. If none of these books interest you and you still want to help me out, feel free to subscribe or leave a like, put a comment down below. Any interaction helps the YouTube algorithm share this to others. With that aside, let's jump into our poetry section and then we'll jump into our fantasy. Okay, I got 10 poetry for us to talk about today. We'll start off with the one that I have already read, The Way Back Home by Courtney Peppernell. This is a poetry collection about rebuilding your strength. I read this in January. I plan to film my January wrap-up after this video. So jump over there whenever that's posted and see more of my thoughts about this later. But that's all I'm going to say for now about this. Next up, we got Shades of Lovers by Katarine Hancock. This is a poetry collection about the things that she did right and the things she did wrong, involving love, healing, understanding, the balance of being in love. Very excited to jump into this. I've said before, I do enjoy books about love. I'm hoping this goes more into maybe a half and half of like the good things about love and the bad things about love, because I find that a lot of poetry just hits on a lot of like, not negativity, and it's not that it's what other poetry is doing wrong, but I just want a little bit of happier poetry with my sad poetry. And we'll see if this one hits that for me. Next, we got The Day Is Ready for You by Allison Mailey. This cover is absolutely beautiful. Is it gonna focus? Who knows? But this was definitely more of a cover buy, and it's super short. It says on the back, just in case you have ever found that honey does not always warm a house. Sometimes you need a raised fist, sometimes you need an engine fire. So we'll see what that entails when I read it. I hope that it's a good one. Next up, we got Love and Misadventure by Lang Leave. This is an author. I have 2 other poetry books from them, and I have not read from this author before, so I need to get around to this author, see if there's someone I like, and then I can know if I need to pick up more from them, or maybe just all the other ones. I'm not sure. At least on the back, it says love is a game of tic-tac-toe. Again, I'm looking for poetry about love. Alrighty, 5th one in our poetry pile, so halfway there. This is Please Love Me at My Worst by Michaela Angamir. This, oh gosh. I've said this before that I need this light right here because otherwise it's so dark in this room, especially during the winter time. It really washes out all of the books, but pretend you can see it, okay? And we'll just move on. This is about getting taught how to love properly, as previously it seems this author has been mistreated and is trying to be in a healthy relationship and learning how to love better. Next, we got Bloom for Yourself by April Green. This does not have a synopsis. It just says the same title on the back as the front. So usually when I go book shopping, I will read through a couple poems in the story, and if I like it, then I buy the book. So sometimes I don't even read the actual back of a poetry book. I just really try and figure out if I like the writing. And this one caught my eye, so I got it. Next up, we got Heart Talk by Cleo Wade. This one, it says it's a poetic wisdom for a better life. This one seems like it's going to go into some more deep topics about positivity and spirituality and wisdom, so I'm interested to see what it has to say. All right, my last 3 poetry are all by R.H. Sin. This is an author that I have read from before, so I have been picking up all of his work. I got the 2nd, Whiskey Words and a Shovel, and the 3rd, Whiskey Words and a Shovel, and also I got Planting Gardens and Graves, Volume 1. So Those are adding to my collection, and I will get to it when, I guess, if there's a certain order I'm supposed to read them in, I will read it in that order, or I'll just pick them up as I go. And we're on to our last section. I got 5 books in our fantasy category. The first one I have is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This book is loved by so many. My sister also loves this book, so I decided to pick it up. And usually we're pretty similar tastes in reading. She's more of a science fiction person, and I'm more of a fantasy, but there's definitely some overlap there, and we'll usually recommend each other stuff, and we always end up liking what the other person recommends. This is about a girl who makes a deal with someone, and then from then on out, no one can remember her. And one day she goes into a bookstore and someone actually does remember her. Maybe they fall in love, maybe the story progresses from there, and it's her trying to figure out why this one person knows her, or maybe she's breaking the curse. Who knows? I don't want to know much more. I know I've had my sister tell me it's good, so I'm going to read it. Next, we got Kingmakers by Sophie Lark. This is a beautiful edition with these sprayed edges. This is a fantasy story about an academy where mafia families go to learn the dark arts of influence and intimidation. And it does say romance on here, so there must be a romance that also follows along with this. It does seem very interesting. I have not read a lot of academy school themed fantasy before, so I don't know if this is a good place to start. Other than like Fourth Wing, I don't know if you really can call that a like academy, but it is a like war college setting, so who knows. This seems like it's going to be a good time. It is a series. It looks like on the back there's 5. I'm not sure if it's still going or if that's the completed series, but I'm interested to jump in and see if I like the world. Alrighty, my next 2 are Unite Me and Find Me. These are 2 novella series, a part of the Shatter Me series by Tahira Mafi. I did read Shatter Me in 2024, and I plan to continue in the series. It's about a girl who has the ability to either harm or kill with a single touch. And she is being hunted by the establishment or reestablishment. I can't remember what they call the bad people. The people who are running the nation are trying to hunt her down to use her as a weapon. And these are little short stories that follow along with that main series. I am only on the second one, and I think this one is maybe the 3rd one in the series, and this one's maybe like the 5th. I'm not really quite sure. I saw it in a bookstore and grabbed them because I knew I was going to continue in the series. So I don't know much more about them, and that's okay. And last but not least is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a fantasy series. I'm pretty sure it's also a romance in here. I talked about this in my 25 books I want to read in 2025. I don't know the synopsis of this. I've heard good things about it, and I'm just going to pick it up. I don't want to know what it's about. I just want to jump in. I really want to complete all my 25 books I want to read in 2025. I need to stay on track with it. But yeah, this is my last one. It's a fantasy, hopefully romance book, and hopefully it's amazing and a 5-star. Hopefully all of them are amazing and 5 stars. That's it. That's the 20 books I have to talk to you about. These were all purchased before I went on my book buying ban that I said in my last book haul. I just try and keep these videos to only 20 books. I feel like it's much more interesting to keep these at like a 20-minute video than like a 2-hour-long video of me talking about all the books that I bought. So that's why these are so delayed, or this video is delayed. I did break my book buying ban, which you'll see in the next book haul. I did purchase 5 books since being on a book buying ban, but they're all a part of series, and at least I'm not going to beat myself up over that, because if I am already reading the series, I'm okay with buying the sequels to it. I just don't need to go to a bookstore and just buy more books just to buy books, because I have plenty to read. But if it's a part of a series I'm already working on, then I feel like that's okay. I'm not going to be upset about it. Plus, I really wanted to continue in the series that I bought. but I will talk about those ones in another video. Thank you so much for being here. Again, feel free to look at the affiliate links down below. Give me a like, subscribe if you like the content, and I will see you next time. Bye!